Shall I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, here we go.
So, first of all, I'm very happy to be here and very excited to share my views on this Ayurvedic science in front of all of you. Today, my talk is on how you can understand your body constitution in a more scientific way. Nowadays, there are lots of information on nutrition, weight management, and for everything from different sources. We are so confused what to choose. Is my voice audible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So we are so confused what to choose or what not to choose. How we can use this information if we know our body constitution very well. So today I will share my insight on this immense subject and how you can improve your immunity through this holistic Ayurvedic science. So first of all, before proceeding further, I would like to ask one question. Whenever you plan for your meal or whenever you buy the things from the grocery store, what things do you check on the label of food, or how do you choose your food nowadays? Anybody can raise their hand or anybody can anybody can text me on the chat. So I will get little bit idea. If anybody wants to share their views on this thing.
We read the label and find out what is inside.
Yes.
check.
I think maybe, shall we leave the questions for afterwards?
Sure, we can do that.
After the presentation, yeah.
Yes. So mostly we prefer green vegetables, antioxidants, fruits, vegetables, healthy oil, and healthy proteins, carbs. Right? Next slide, please. So mostly in Western science, we choose how many portions of proteins, vegetables, carbs, they are good for our diet plan. Or sometimes we get diet according to our BMI and calories. And what kind of healthy fat you can choose. Ayurvedic science has the same concept of proteins, vegetables, carbs. But the main distinctive feature is there are lots of options for proteins, vegetables, but what kind of protein is good for body constitution? If we know the properties of proteins, vegetables, for everything, for food or herb, whatever we take inside our body, and if we know the properties of body constitution too, if we know both properties, food or herb, and if we know the properties of body constitution, then it becomes easier what to take or what not to take. Next slide, please. So Ayurvedic pharmacology basically based on these 5 points. First, taste. Second, property. Third is immediate action, which we called as virya in Sanskrit term. And then post-digestive action, which we called as vipak in Sanskrit term. and then what is its special effect. So first thing, what is the taste of food or any herb? But here I will talk about the food. For example, if you have diabetes or sugar, doctor advised you not to take sugary items, right? So taste also matters. But in you must heard about 4 taste, that are sweet, sour, spicy, and salty. But in Ayurveda, we have 2 more taste. One is bitter and one other is astringent. Bitter food like your kale, dandelion, fenugreek, and astringent food, examples of astringent food like persimmon, cranberry, broccoli, cabbage, they are astringent food. Astringent means which helps in absorption of water or fluids. Astringent. So whatever the taste of food we will take, that will produce that effect. That's why they advised not to take sugary items in if somebody has increased blood sugar. In the same way, I will talk about a little bit about bitter taste. So bitter taste has having property of detoxifying, cleansing action. When we need to have more liver cleansing or kidney cleansing, then we take more bitter vegetables. And second is property, gun. Some food has having heating effect, or some food has having cooling effect. If an individual is experiencing heat in their body or having tendency of heat formation in their body, and he prefers to drink milk, he has 2 options. One is coconut milk and other is almond milk. Which milk is good for him? Coconut milk. Coconut grows in tropical area which provide cooling property to the coconut. So at that time, coconut milk will be good for him. So this is how we customized the milk according to the body constitution, because at that time we know that heat is increasing in the body, and we know the property of coconut too, what is going to do effect in our body. So that's why coconut milk is good at that time. And some food is gentle on digestion and some food are harder on digestion. If we eat 1 cup of chickpeas and 1 cup of lentils, which one is harder on digestion? Chickpeas or lentils? Chickpeas will be harder, right? But both are proteins. Chickpeas are proteins, lentils are proteins. We always advise to have portion of proteins. But if an individual is experiencing more gas, heaviness, bloating, at that time, lentils will be good. Or we can switch either to black chickpeas rather than having white chickpeas, which is causing more gas formation. Or we can customize chickpeas for the absorption. We can have cooked beets or cooked apple with the white chickpeas. Chickpeas mostly causes gas or heaviness. So what is the action of cooked beets? Beets are little laxative. Laxative means they increase the motion of stool. So when we take beets with the chickpeas, then that heaviness or gassiness gets neutralized by increasing the movement of motion. So this is how we customize the protein according to body constitution. Next is virya. Yes. So next is virya. So what do you mean by virya? One is immediate action and other is post-digestive action.
Yes.
If we eat spicy food, red chilies, then what will be the immediate action on the body? We might can feel burning sensation in the tummy or burning sensation in the mouth too, right? So this is our immediate action. So what is the immediate action of the food, which is called virya? And next day, we might can feel burning sensation while passing stool. That is late action, post-digestive action of that food. Or some person can feel itching in their body or burning sensation in their body due to high spicy food. So that a post-digestive action, vipak. So we should not restrict only to the taste of food. We should know about its property too. And virya, what will be the effect on tummy, on stomach, and then what will be the effect of that food on each organ or urine or stool too. And next is special effect. What is the special effect of food? As you all know, amla, which is ambalica, which is very famous, it is overall called as rejuvenator or has having great antioxidant properties. So without thinking about its gun, ras, virya, vipak, it has special effect of rejuvenation. So that is special effect of the food. So this is the main Ayurvedic pharmacology of the food. And Ayurveda has also unique concept of cooking. How we can cook our food by combining different combinations of food, spices, herbs, according to body constitution and health concerns. If you are having tiring day and you came home after your work, and if you will drink roasted turmeric in warm milk before bedtime or before half an hour before bedtime, then that milk will help you getting better sleep. And that turmeric will also reduce the heaviness of milk too. And in Ayurveda, they also give you special food combinations too, how you can mix different kind of food to get overall health and balance. As you all know, honey and ghee, they are great antioxidants. But you know, if you mix equal quantity of honey and ghee together, it would produce terrible effects on the body, negative effects on the body. And even if you put honey in warm water, not at the room temperature water, but if you start putting honey at warm water, then you could lose all the effectiveness of honey. So simple mistakes in food processing could cause negative consequences in the body. With the advancement of food technology, or to keep boredom at bay, people are trying different type of food combinations and which are causing ultimately health concerns. So instead of getting their effectiveness, we are getting bad effect of the bad effect on the body. Nowadays, everybody is familiar of detoxifying tea. In the morning, people are waking up and started drinking water with adding honey or lemon juice, but that are causing bad effects because honey, always put honey at room temperature water. You can boil the water, but then cool it down to room temperature, then put the honey. So next slide, please. So now we know the properties of food, which we are going to take in our body. And now we should know the properties of body constitution too. What are these body constitution, or we can say what is this biological energies? These are three doshas. I think you all are familiar with these words: vata, pitta, kapha. These are like DNA. They are formed at the time of conception, and their proportion is unique from one person to other person. Some has having more vata predominant and less pitta, some are having more pitta, less kapha. Their percentage is different. Next slide, please. And these biological energies, they are made up of 5 elements. Vata has having more air element. Ether means space, because air always move, right? So air causes movement action. So that's why Vata also gets fluctuates due to the air element. And air needs space, channels to move. So that's why it has more space element. And Pitta has having more fire element. And Kapha has having more earth element. But water quantity in the Kapha is 90% compared to Pitta. In Pitta, water quantity is just 10% and fire quantity is 90%. So Kapha has having more water. So now, if you know the properties of these doshas, then you must get idea of how the body constitution works. If Pitta is having more fire element, so now which dosha has having more heat? Vata, air, fire, water, or earth? Can anybody tell me which dosha has having more heat?
Pitta.
Yes. So now you get the idea. Pitta has having more heat due to fire element. So you must notice some people can't remain hungry for a long time. They really need food after 3 to 4 hours. Otherwise, they will feel irritation or having headache or other symptoms. So it means if Pitta predominant body constitution starts skipping their meals or start doing fasting, then their fire element could affect the tissues of the body. So fasting is not made for Pitta predominant people, and they should eat regular food at regular time. On the other hand, Kapha being more earth element, earth is heavy in nature. They can remain hungry for a long time. And being heavy in nature, earth element, in Kapha individual, they easily get weight. They easily get weight gain, and they really need extra effort to maintain their weight. Being being predominant air element in the Vata individual, they remain underweight. So this is how we can understand the body constitution, how these doshas affect on the body and mind due to the properties of these 5 elements. Next slide, please. These doshas have also effect on the body. As Vata has having air element, so it controls all the body movements like speech, intake of air, motion, movement of urine, stool, nervous system impulse sending from our body to brain and from brain to body. That all the movements are controlled by Vata. And due to air element, their mind is constantly active. Sometimes they do lots of work without adding productivity, and they are creative in nature. Pitta, being fire element, is related to more digestion. It helps in digesting the food and metabolism of the food. And because of fire element, these people are more sharp, focused, intelligent. Kapha in Kapha dosha, having a earth element, it provides lubrication and stability to the body. It helps in growing of the body. And these people, because of heavy element in this, they remain more calm and composed on particular situation. Next slide, please. I think you skipped one slide. Sorry, back to the slide. 8th slide.
No, this is 7th.
Next, 7th. Oh, okay. And we can also evaluate our skin based on these doshas. Vata has no water element. So they have less moisture in their skin. Their skin remains more dry. And Pitta, having little water element, they have moderate moisture. And Kapha, being more water element, having more water element, their skin has having excessive moisture. So you can relate it to the normal skin, dry skin, and oily skin. So this is how we can evaluate our skin based on Vata, Pitta, and Kapha dosha. And Pitta skin, they can't tolerate to sun. Because of the heavy, more fire element, and these people can easily get redness or burning sensation whenever they go to the sun bath. And Kapha, their skin remains more shiny, radiant due to having a natural water element. And Vata people, being less dry, being more dry and less water, and being more drying in nature, they easily get wrinkled skin. Next slide, please. So these doshas, they are also related to the age. In childhood, Kapha dosha is more predominant. Everything is growing. And in adulthood, Pitta dosha is more predominant. And 50 plus, Vata dosha is more predominant because our body doesn't regrow after that. In Ayurveda, Ayurvedic science always take care of how to balance the Vata in 50 plus with the management of other doshas too. If somebody has not Vata predominant constitution, but he is at 50 plus age, Ayurvedic science always try to balance the Vata in that person, plus try to balance the other body constitution too. Maybe he is having Kapha or Pitta, and you would notice that in some person they don't get wrinkles very easily, even after 50 plus, 60 plus, because they don't have Vata body constitution. Their skin is not that type of Vata body constitution. They might be having more Kapha body constitution. But at some point, everybody is getting Vata imbalance, because at 50 plus, everybody has Vata predominant effects they will see. So, but in Vata predominant constitution, we should have to take care more of their skin or other things too. Next slide, please. These doshas, they are also related to season and time. Like in the morning, when there is more cooling effect as compared to other rest of the day, so Kapha dosha is more predominant. And in afternoon, when there is a little warmer, so Pitta dosha is more predominant between 10 to 2 p.m. And in the evening, from 2 to 6 p.m., Vata dosha is more predominant. Next slide, please. So what are these causative factors that are causing imbalances in these doshas? So if you will eat more dry and cold type of food, that will cause more Vata imbalances, like dry bread, dry crackers. And in Pitta body constitution, because of fire element, if that person will start eating more hot food, red chilies, or ketchup, soya sauce, fermented food too, then they will cause more Pitta imbalances, like more heat production, burning sensation in the body, redness, rash. And in Kapha people, being more earth and water element, if these people start having more sweet kind of food, heavy food like ice cream, donuts, then they can get more Kapha imbalances in their body, more weight gain, swelling, or water retention. Next slide, please. So these doshas, when they get imbalanced by the causative factors, then they cause their effects in the whole body. So vata can cause more early wrinkling, dryness of the skin, and pitta can easily get acne, redness, even early graying of hair too. And in kapha, they are having excessive oiliness, water retention, swelling. Even vata, because of the air element, these people can easily get anxious or having more mood fluctuations. And pitta has having more anger because of fire element. They easily get angry. And kapha dosha, they remain more, they get withdrawal reaction, so they remain more depressed. They won't speak, like because of heavy nature they remain more calm and composed on particular reaction. They are having more withdrawal reaction, so they easily get depressed. Next slide please.
Can I talk, Sonam, for a couple of minutes?
Yes please.
Stop you. Okay, I'm just going to take you back because there's a lot of good information here, and I just
Okay.
don't want it to get lost in it, because what you have touched on is, one, the quality of the foods are also based on sweet taste as well as their
Yes.
properties, and so the food also go about similar to doshas. The other thing
Yes.
is what you also touched on then is each individual has a different body type.
Yes.
Yes. And from what listening to you, I gather is it's not just one body type you get as a child and that continues. It changes
No.
with age also. And sometimes
Yes.
it is mixture of two doshas at some
And mixture of
stages.
3 too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it changes from time to time in
Yes.
your life. And the third thing, what you I got from you is the seasons also have some effect on these
Yes.
things. So
Yes.
basically, it is a, how would I say, if we put it a person in the center of this and look at it, then there are arrows from every side coming. One arrow is coming from your body type, which will govern how your body function. Then another arrow is coming from the food, what food you're consuming and how it is going to affect your body type. And the other arrow is which season you are in and it's going to do. So it's a complex mixture of influences which make your body function.
Yes.
And so that's why I just wanted clarification for myself, that I understood it, that it is a complex thing, but what you are trying to do is a individual thing, explain individual. But when we come, then all these factors are going to make difference in it. It's not going to stay that I'm heavyweight and I eat food which is heavy, and that's going to, but a lot of other factors are going to influence that. My stage of my life, the season I'm in, the kind of food I'm consuming, and what other medicines I'm taking or what other things are happening. So that's what it is.
Yes.
So I think you've done it a very systematic way to make it very simple for us, but it's a lot to put together.
Yeah. Uh, so one thing I want to tell you, these body constitution, they are like DNA. So they are formed at the time of conception.
Mhm.
So your body constitution is formed at the time of conception, but then after that, environmental factors, season, your lifestyle factors, they started affecting. Plus, with age 50 plus, everybody is getting vata imbalances. So I know this is vast topic and it's hard to explain everything in just an hour. And if I get chance in the future, I will try to give you more and more lectures. And
Yeah.
I know that you're already familiar with these dosha terms, but before proceeding to how we can improve our immunity, I want to give some light on these doshas, because just on causative factors, I can, it's a big topic.
No, you're right. It's a very big topic, and I think you've done clarifying it very good way. But I just wanted to make sure that I understand it.
Yes.
Understand so
Yeah, it's the same way. Yeah, so we have to look that at which season you are in, what kind of time of the day you are in. So when I will go to further slides, like in the next slide, so it will come how time is affecting, how sleep is affecting the particular body constitution. Some are getting sleep without having any problem, and some are frequently waking up. Why it's happening?
Okay, Sanam, yes.
Thank you. I think for us, if you give one focus on one or two things which can we take home to see if we can change it or we follow it, that will be helpful gradually. And I'm sure we will ask you to come back to give us another pointer so that
Sure.
it takes time for us to. And it in this COVID period, I think it'll be good to have something which will help us stay calm, keep our
Yes.
immunity good,
Yes.
and whatever is in our control.
And in our website, like www.holisticayurveda.ca, you can also go for dosha quiz. But that will come only, I think, more predominant body constitution. But maybe you have imbalance of other doshas. If some person has more kapha and pitta, but he might be having vata imbalances. He might be having pitta imbalance, kapha imbalance.
So Sanam, shall we continue? Because we're running
Yes,
out
please.
of time.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
So vata, which will show more pain, body aches, and degeneration. It has overall effect on the body. And pitta can cause more redness, burning sensation in the whole body. And kapha, when kapha get imbalanced, then it will cause more swelling and water retention or increased mucus production in the body. And balance of these biological energies is very important, which will provide ojas to the body. Ojas means radiance. Ojas is Sanskrit word. It is a vital essence that promotes health, immunity, happiness, and spiritual strength. So how we can get this ojas? Balance of what are the lifestyle factors that we can adapt to balance these biological energies. Next slide, please. So first of all, regularity is very essential. When things are uncertain, this regularity will provide certainty to your lifestyle. Next slide, please. In 2017, 3 US scientists received Nobel Prize for their work on circadian rhythm. How the regularity affects behavior, sleep pattern, hormones, body temperature, metabolism, and blood pressure. It is a recent study, but in Ayurveda, they did study like 5,000 years ago how these doshas are affecting with the day, with the season, and with your other environmental or external environmental factors too. How we have to maintain the routine, how we have to do, how we have to make regularity or routine in our internal clock with this nature, with the external environment. Next slide, please. So first of all, what type of routine activity we can do to improve, to balance biological energies? Wake up with the nature, and after doing brush, you can do gandush, which is a oil pulling method. So gandush, which will help in strengthening the buccal cavity, gums and palate, and maintains the tonicity of face too. You can simply, so what is this gandush method? Simply warm sesame oil and swish in your mouth and then spit it out. Swish it for a minute. And people who are having tendency of ulcers or burning sensation, they can do this oil pulling method with coconut oil, with warm coconut oil, not with sesame oil, because sesame oil has little hot potency. So the people who are having ulcers formation, they can do it with cool property of warm coconut oil. And I would like to share one feedback from one of my male client. He told me that after doing 15 days of gandush, he told me his teeth were never white before and his face looked bright after this gandush method with sesame oil. I was so happy at that day, that simple remedy, and this was coming from male client. And next, you can do tongue scraping. Scraping of tongue is very essential. It enlivens your digestive organs. Even you can check for white coating on the tongue every day. So you can simply scrap the tongue with stainless steel. Stainless steel that are a scraper that helps in scraping the tongue. So white coating means you have lots of toxins in your body that is coming up on the tongue. And if you will regularly remove your toxins from the tongue, then it means you are regularly doing detoxifying method. And if you're suffering from a long-term medical disorder or taking antibiotics for a long time, then that is different case, because in that case, white coating is also present. Then when you wake up, light exercise and yoga postures according to your doshas will help in strengthening the body too. In kapha people, they really need little bit intense work compared to other doshas. So they can do Kapalbhati and Brahmari pranayam. In pitta predominant body constitution, they can do Shitali pranayam, because Shitali pranayam will cause more cooling effect. And in vata individual, where they have more anxiety or nervousness, they really need to do Anulom Vilom. Kapalbhati is not for vata individuals at all, because in Kapalbhati, you are actually increasing, it's little bit intense work. So, but at every stage, Anulom Vilom is very good. Then I will come to body massage. Body massage is not that you have to massage for a minute or for a long time. Gently body massage with warm oil before your bath is good. For vata individual, they can do either with vata medicated oil or pitta with pitta medicated oil, or kapha people with kapha medicated oil, or simply you can do vata with simple olive oil, pitta coconut or sunflower oil, and kapha individual can do it with olive oil, and vata can do olive and sesame oil, because both are hot. But make sure that you are not applying this warm medicated oil on your joints, on knee joint or shoulder joint, because if you have so mostly in the joints you have concern of either pain or stiffness, right? If you will start applying these oil on these joints and start rubbing these oils, then that can cause opposite effects. What kind of oil do you have used? When there is a stiffness, so that might be kapha imbalance. In that case, you don't have to do extreme rubbing of your joints with the oil. In that case, simple hot fermentation potli, which we call as potli swed, that will be more helpful rather than applying oil. So I would suggest not to apply oil or very gentle applying of oil on the joints, but you can apply this oil on the whole body. Next slide. And drinking of water, 50 to 60 ml of warm water is enough to drink in the morning. some people start drinking 1 liter, 2 liter of water when they wake up in the morning to get the motion, which is not a good thing. That would ultimately affect the digestive strength if you are not thirsty. But for constipation, you can have psyllium husk, which we called as isabgol, with enough water, 50 ml of warm water, or haritaki is very good. Haritaki is a very mild laxative. It is good to have haritaki with warm water or trifla and follow vata balancing diet, because when vata gets aggravated, then there is no movement in the body, then there are more chances of constipation. And if we follow more vata balancing diet while managing our other dosha balances too, then that will help constipation. And now I will come to breakfast. Nowadays, everybody's prefers smoothies by adding different kind of fruits, milk, yogurt, and sometimes we add protein powder too. I won't go into the deep detail of these smoothies as I'm also checking the time, but these smoothies can actually cause fermentation in the tummy and ultimately result in gas and bloating. So instead of going to smoothies, you can choose whole fruit, or people who are having denture problem, they can stew apple, pear, or banana in olive oil and make it soft and pulpy. And to get roughish diet, they can prefer that, or either prefer one single fruit juice. Next slide, please. So in the lunch time, which is more pitta predominating time because it's afternoon, so prefer good meal between 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. rather than stick to raw salads. So raw salads, they are like cold, which can cause more constipation. But if you can stew the salad, then it will provide little bit warmthness to the salad, which will helpful in causing the increase the movement of your motion. So instead of having raw salad, you can just stew your salad in olive oil for a minute or 2 minutes, but choose it as a side snack. Take good meal between 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And in the, even I will talk about breakfast too. The people who are having pitta predominant body constitution, they should not need to skip their breakfast. They should have good meal of breakfast too, even for vata too. Yeah, kapha people, they can't feel like they have to eat breakfast because they're obviously their heavy nature earth element. They won't feel hungry. They can eat fruits. And next, buttermilk is very good for strengthening digestive tract. This is how we can make the buttermilk. Take 2% yogurt and add 5 parts of water in it and mix it properly. And then you can add roasted cumin seeds, little bit salt, and pinch of black pepper. This will actually help in strengthening the digestive tract. People who are having IBS issues or IBD issues or other digestive issues, this will strengthen your digestive tract. Even in India, you can get takra risht, which they made by adding other herbs too, but we can't get here. So simple takra is also good. Then for getting good sleep, prefer bed timings before 10 p.m. because after 10 p.m., there's a natural pitta predominating time, which will keep you more active. Or you can do simple body massage with your vata oil before bedtime to relax your body. If you don't want to drink milk, because milk sometimes cause more urine issues in the night time. So you don't want to disturb your sleep while having milk. So body massage, you can prefer body massage too. Next slide, please. And rasayan. So this is also good. Rasayan, which is made up of 2 words, ras plus ayan. It is the intake of anything into the body in the form of food or medicine. Rasayan actually helps in rejuvenating of the body. So this is the unique contribution by Ayurveda. What are the rasayan herbs that you can have after certain age, or after when you are having little medical concern where you actually need antioxidants. Next slide, please. So Rsayan, which helps in rejuvenating the body tissues and it helps in improving the immune system. Next slide, please. Some are Medhya Rasayan, which promote memory, intelligence, and helping in retardation of mental aging too. Brahmi is very good, and Ashwagandha, Mandukparni is Centella asiatica, and in 2006, there is a research conducted on ashwagandha. They isolate vithanolide A compound from ashwagandha, which has shown to augment neurotic regeneration and synaptic reconstruction. Even in Parkinsonism disease, there is one research on kapikachu, which we call as Mucuna pruriens seeds, that has dopamine-like activity. So these are like Rsayan. Next slide, please. And some Rsayan which promote the vitality, example Amlaki and Guduchi. Guduchi is very good. Here you can't get the Guduchi, fresh Guduchi stem or leaves. Otherwise, fresh Guduchi stem and leaves, if you will boil it and drink its water by adding little bit ginger powder, then that is great antioxidant too. But you can have Guduchi powder, not Guduchi juice, because I don't know about the sugar, how much sugar they are adding in Guduchi juice. And Shtavari. Shtavari has great role during menopause and after menopause, which actually helps in balancing the hormones, and it also helps after delivery to promote the lactation. I will say one thing. Ayurveda see whole body system as one system based on these doshas, vata, pitta, kapha. But in Western science, they see each system as digestive system, respiratory system, nervous system. So last year, one lady came to me. She was about 35 years old, and she had complaint of sneezing, and she was taking medicine from her family doctor, and she was having anti-allergens and some antibiotics too. She might have some allergy of dust or pollens. She was not getting the relief. So what I looked into that case, sneezing means sneezing is abnormal movement. There was no mucus production in that lady. So that is vata is getting imbalanced. That's why sneezing, right? It's not pitta, it's not kapha. And vata is going upward direction. What is the vata function here? Intake of air into the lungs and expels out carbon dioxide. But vata is coming excessively through the nose. It's sneezing. So and on further inquiry, I asked her, do you have constipation? She said yes. So it means vata is also not going downwards. It's not doing proper movements. And due to constipation, vata is going upward, and from here upward, it comes in the form of sneezing. So I simply gave her Trikatu powder. Trikatu is ginger, black pepper, sund, kali mirch, and pitli. So it's a Trikatu powder with warm water, and she didn't have pitta predominant body constitution, because Trikatu powder can cause burning sensation too. So, and I gave her Trikatu powder with warm water for her sneezing, and with that I gave some antioxidants, turmeric plus, and with it I gave vata balancing diet. I won't say that she was completely got relief, but her intensity really got decreased after having this. So this is how like we manage all these system based on just these doshas. It's not different systems like digestive, respiratory, but just based on the properties, we try to balance these doshas concerned at that time. So thank you so much for listening to me patiently. And I saved 5 minutes to, if anybody has questions on anything, I can answer. Even if you have questions, then you can email me at sanamgupta85@gmail.com, or go to this website. My email address is on my first slide. So you can ask any questions regarding this lecture, I will reply.
Thank you, Sonaji. That was very informative. I think we do have a question here from, or do we? Okay, Kapil Verma. Go ahead, please.
सनम जी, my question is, आजकल ये बड़ा इंटरमिटेंट फास्टिंग का फैशन चला हुआ है, तो आयुर्वेदा का क्या विचार है उसके बारे में?
इंटरमीडिएट फास्टिंग, जैसा मैंने बताया, अगर किसी को बहुत तेज भूख लगती है हर 3-3 घंटे में, तो उनके लिए इंटरमीडिएट फास्टिंग नहीं अच्छा है। उनको अगर आप खाना नहीं दोगे टाइम से, रेगुलर टाइम पर, तो उनका जो फायर एलिमेंट है वो बॉडी को इफेक्ट कर सकता है। और आपने देखा होगा कई लोगों को 3-4 घंटे में खाना ना दो तो उनको हेडेक स्टार्ट हो जाएगा, वो फास्ट करेंगे। और इवन इंटरमीडिएट जो फास्टिंग है वो वाता वालों के लिए भी अच्छा नहीं है। वाता के पीपल तो, और 50+ तो वैसे ही नहीं अच्छी है ओवरऑल, क्योंकि जो वाता इंडिविजुअल्स हैं उनमें एयर एलिमेंट होता है, वो फ्लक्चुएट होता है उनका मूवमेंट, और एयर एलिमेंट में उसमें फ्लक्चुएशंस बहुत ज्यादा रहती है, एंजाइटी रहती है, नर्वस रहती है। उन लोगों में रेगुलरिटी, एक रूटीन बनाना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है वाता इंडिविजुअल में। एक रेगुलर टाइम पर उनको फूड देना उनकी ओवरऑल हेल्थ के लिए बहुत अच्छा है। तो मैं ये कहूंगी कि स्मॉल एंड फ्रीक्वेंट मील्स, दे आर द बेस्ट क्राइटेरिया एंड बेस्ट फूड गाइडलाइंस एट दिस स्टेज। कफा
Okay.
वाले ये है कि आपको नहीं भूख लग रही है तो ठीक है, वो कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि उनकी बॉडी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ऑलरेडी बहुत ज्यादा वाटर एलिमेंट है और बैलेंस्ड कफा है। पर ओवरऑल स्मॉल एंड फ्रीक्वेंट मील्स रखिए आप। मॉर्निंग में कफा वाले ब्रेकफास्ट ले सकते हैं, लाइट ब्रेकफास्ट, एप्पल। पित्ता वाले अपना खाना खाएं, ओट्स खाएं, दूध पिए, अपना गरम दूध, वाता वाले गरम ले सकते हैं। तो पित्ता वालों को अगर भूख लग रही है, एक रोटी या कुछ भी और सैंडविच खा सकते हैं वो।
Next question.
Okay, so ये जो है अपना intermittent fasting, mostly they recommend 2 meals a day. तो अपना ब्रंच हो गया और then supper in the evening. So आप कह रहे हैं कि 3 खाने चाहिए but smaller quantity.
हाँ जी, स्मॉल एंड फ्रीक्वेंट मील्स। पर जो आपका ब्रंच है वो सिर्फ रॉ सैलेड्स पर किसी को नहीं रखना चाहिए, ना कफा वालों को, ना पित्ता वालों को, ना वाता वालों को। और अगर आपका कभी कुछ खाने का मन कर रहा है ना, तो आप 11 से 2 बजे के बीच में खा सकते हो, क्योंकि उसमें डाइजेस्टिव फायर आपकी काफी स्ट्रेंथन होती है, उसमें बढ़ी हुई होती है, तो उस टाइम आपका जो खाना है वो पच जाएगा।
And next,
Sudesh, before you invite the next person, I
Yeah.
have a request to everybody. We have run out of time. Please restrict to one question, please, so that everybody can be accommodated. Keep it short and ask one question. Thank you very much.
okay, next, Rita Verma.
Hi. So you explained that we can do the squishing of the, teeth
Yes.
in the morning. Is it coconut, cold pressed oil, or any oil? Is it
You
coconut
can use,
oil
yeah,
or cold?
yeah, extra virgin coconut, cold pressed coconut oil is good, but little bit warm it before swishing in your mouth.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Next, Mr. Satish Bansal.
Yes, please.
Hello, Jason. Thank you very much for your talk. Thing you mentioned, breakfast, you said take, did I hear it right? Take apple or pear or banana and with olive oil. Did you say that?
तो उसमें क्या है, अगर आप रॉ एप्पल और पेयर खाते हो, मैं उसमें कह रही थी अगर किसी को इवन ओवरऑल जो आप हल्का सा उसको वार्म कर लो, एप्पल काट लो और पेयर काट लो, और बनाना तो चलो लंच में करना चाहिए, बनाना थोड़ा हैवी हो जाता है, पर एप्पल और पेयर आप काट लो उसको, और जस्ट उसको थोड़ा सा ऑलिव ऑयल में बहुत 1/4 टीस्पून से थोड़ा सा उसको रोस्ट कर लो या गरम कर लो, ताकि वो मोशन को अफेक्ट ना करे, क्योंकि बिल्कुल एज इट इज आप कोल्ड खा रहे हो तो वो मोशन को इफेक्ट कर सकता है। हल्का सा कोई भी गुनगुनी चीज है तो वो मोशन को, उसके मूवमेंट को बढ़ाएगी। और वो थोड़ा जो उसका फाइब्रस फूड भी है, बीच में जो फाइबर्स हैं वो सॉफ्ट हो जाएंगे और पल्पी हो जाएंगे, खाने के लिए अच्छा है।
और आपने you said about salad that one shouldn't take raw salad like the diabetics. They recommend raw salad for the diabetics.
Yes. So it's a great contradictory debate. In kapha predominant people, they can have raw salads, but in vata people, vata has already having tendency of more constipation, and they are more cold in nature, vata, because of air element. Then in that way, raw salads are not good for vata people. So if person has having more vata predominant constitution, they can start from today. They can start having little warm raw salads. That person would really see the changes in it after a week. That one person can take cold raw salad and other person can take warm raw salad. They both can see the changes in it. Just stew it in a little bit olive oil for a minute on the pan.
Thank you.
Not tomatoes, but other lettuce they can have. Otherwise, you will lose the vitamin C.
Okay. Thank you.
Next,
Welcome.
Mitesh Agarwal, please go ahead.
Yes, I want to know about the Trikut powder you told us. Trikut powder. What is-
Yes.
Yeah, what are the three things in the Trikut powder? Trikuti powder, Kali
Oh.
mirch, Trikuta,
Salt, yes, dry ginger,
Kali mirch,
kali
ginger,
mirch, and pipali powder.
pipli powder.
Pipali,
And-
yes.
And what does it do?
In that, 3-Katu powder is basically helps in digestion, and it helps in bringing the vata into the tummy, back to the tummy. I was talking about one case where I felt that sneezing problem, and she was having also gas and heaviness in her tummy, and she was also having constipation, and she was not having pitta predominant body constitution. Otherwise, 3-Katu can cause burning sensation. She never felt burning sensation in her tummy. She just felt gas, heaviness, and constipation, and severe sneezing problem, 50 to 60 sneezing in a day. And she doesn't want to take that reactin tablet. So I gave her 3-Katu powder in that case.
Okay, thanks very much. We enjoyed
Yeah.
your
Next, Bhavana, go ahead.
Hi, Namaste ji. I have one question. Lately, I'm losing a little bit of memory. It looks like it. So I heard that if you soak 5 almonds and 5 walnuts overnight and eat it in the morning, that helps. Is that true?
Walnuts, I don't know about the walnut direct correlation with the memory, but walnuts has antioxidants. It has more mono unsaturated fatty acid, like good fat, or you can say good fatty 3 acids. It doesn't have fatty 6, so fatty 3 acids, and because of that walnuts are good. But if you can soak the walnut or roast the walnut, then that won't also affect your so then that won't be dry walnut, but it should be roasted or soaked in the water before having it. Then that will also help in balancing the vata too.
How about the almond?
Almonds in the same way, either roast it or soak it in the water.
But does it help the memory to gain?
Almonds, so for the memory, you can have Brahmi, which we have one supplement to brain tone. So Brahmi and Ashwagandha I was talking about. Brahmi and Ashwagandha has good results, and Manduk Parni is called Centella asiatica in English terminology.
Okay, next one.
Thank you.
Mr. Vasant Ruparalia, go ahead, please.
Hello, Ji, Sanam Ji. It was a beautiful, very informative session you had for this morning. I'm a I'm a retired physician. I just wanted to say that we all, according to what you said, I think we all are different. We have different body types, different age groups, different environmental factors, biological differences, cycles are different. So that means our prescription may vary from person to person, because if I ask you one question, it may be applying to me, but the rest may not be the same treatment because of the body types and all that, as you said. So I think that is what I think you would emphasize, that yes, all the regular activities you should do, exercise, yoga, all that would benefit all different types. But still, the specific ones are, you have to know the body type and details before you can recommend any particular specific treatment for that particular person. Is that right?
Yes. And I make my own formulations according to body type and body concerns. I will take different powders and will mix and make one powder according to health concerns. So this is how I also formulated some skin products too and beauty products too. But for other concerns for digestion, so I also work on heart disorders, which I make one Ayurvedic formulation for stable in China during my PG. Not unstable in China, but just stable in China.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you. Thank you.
So one last question is from Ganga and Suman Mahajan. Go ahead, please.
Just a simple one. Just want to know in a layman term, how can we check what is our like prominent body type? Is it a way we can do, or we have to come to you like special people?
Yes, we have in our website www.holisticayurveda.ca. We have dosha quiz on that website. You can go for that dosha quiz. Then you can get little idea about yourself. But you might get confused, like, because mostly people pick the questions, give the answers based on present situation. But what was our, like, at present my energy can be low, but what was my energy when I was in my childhood or adulthood? Was my energy same low for overall years? Maybe I was just want to remain on the couch. I was stable body since my childhood, or I'm more stable body now when I'm at this age. So that can be little bit confusing, but you can go for dosha quiz. For that, you can get little idea.
So in that sense, for example, if I quiz it now, how I feel it and all that. So if I want to change my lifestyle or work around my lifestyle is at present situation, not when I was in childhood or my early youth age. So does it work that way? Even I come to you, like we want to know from now on until like what we would do, right?
Yes, I can really help in balancing the body constitution presently. And what kind of food and herbs according to your concerns. I have to also keep in mind the health concerns too, right? And body constitution too, for both.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Most welcome.
Thank you, Sanam.
I can
very informative, very helpful. Any last
Thank
word?
you.
Thank you. Okay.
So I can type my email ID in the chat.
Can I ask one question, please?
Yes, please.
Yeah. That is, I have a dry mouth, but every day I am taking the coconut oil pulling, but still the dry mouth is not at all giving trouble every day.
Yes,
dry mouth.
Because coconut is cold, right? So dry properties because of vata. I don't think so. You should go for coconut oil.
Oh, which one?
Drying of mouth, I need little bit warm oil. Coconut
Warm
has
oil
having
means-
cold property, but
Yeah.
I would suggest you sesame oil too, because I have to look other things too. Why dryness of mouth is there? First, I have to go for that. Yeah, is maybe first check your sugar, blood sugar too.
No, it is controlled. I have a blood sugar. I am diabetic, but it is controlled with medicine. But I don't know why it has. I have
Maybe some side effects of medicine, or with the medicine, I have to check the body constitution, but I have to also check all the medications.
Okay.
Too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Whenever I put little ginger with sugar coated, it will give little relief. That's all. Otherwise, it gives the trouble.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, because ginger is warm potency, coconut is cold. I won't suggest to go
Oh.
for coconut.
So I
Yeah.
can go for sesame, right?
I won't say sesame because before suggesting sesame, I have to see what are the
Okay.
medications which you are taking.
Okay.
Okay. Yes,
Mm.
please.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Sanamji. Thank you very much. We may have you back again another time. Maybe we'll see.